Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. The case has been going on for 2 years, 2 months, or 2 years, 1 month. We were sued by the SEC on the grounds that our XRP sales constituted unregistered securities transactions. Are you among the many who are waiting on the verdict in the Ripple vs. SEC case with bated breath? You've come to the correct site, then. The XRP community has been waiting for the judge's decision in the most talked about court case in the cryptocurrency sector today for almost 3 years. What's the most recent twist in this story? At the start of this month, the crypto community is still confused as to who will win the continuing legal conflict between Ripple and the US Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) and what effect this would have on the sector as a whole. The suspenseful wait for the summary ruling from presiding judge Analisa Torres only adds to the drama. Yes, the burdensome responsibility of resolving this potentially contentious legal dispute rests squarely on the shoulders of Southern District of New York Judge Analisa Torres. At first, it was thought that the matter might be closed by the end of the first quarter of 2023. John Deaton, an attorney advocating for XRP, has said that a summary judgment is expected to be issued during the first week of May. According to Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, the case will be resolved by the beginning of 2023. Nonetheless, it is now abundantly clear that this prognosis was incorrect. In its most recent quarterly report, for the first quarter of 2023, Ripple discussed when a possible summary judgment date may be. Despite Ripple's confidence that a decision will be made this year, the company acknowledged that the court had last say. The SEC's expert opinions on the reasonable expectations of XRP purchases and the cause of XRP price movements were both excluded from the court record, as noted by Ripple in their most recent quarterly report. As the issues at hand in the ongoing court dispute are narrowed down, this development is significant. It should be noted that Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse had earlier declared the company's desire to settle, but that intention was abruptly halted due to the SEC and its chairwoman Gary Gensler's belief that virtually all crypto is a security. In fact, Ripple has criticized the United States' approach to crypto legislation, saying that the country's emphasis on regulation via enforcement rather than clear regulations has been detrimental to the growth of the industry. In place of regulations, the corporation advocated for enforcement actions such as the SEC's wells and notices to Coinbase and Paxos. The SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple and 2 of its executives, Chris Larson and Brad Garlinghouse, alleging that they offered XRP as an unregistered security. The current Ripple case is likely to provide greater clarity on what the SEC deems to be a security, which has been the subject of criticism. Chair Gary Gensler has not answered any of the many questions directed to him, including those about the current state of Ethereum. To better understand how the SEC initially categorized digital assets in light of this, Ripple is currently requesting that the records related to the Hinman speech be unsealed. An interesting update on a relevant problem regarding the market regulator has been released by attorney Jeremy Hogan, while a ruling in Ripple Labs' legal war with the US SEC is scheduled to be announced soon. Hogan pointed out in an early May tweet that Judge Torres had previously ruled against the SEC in a mining case involving Rio Tinto. Interestingly, in an attempt to overturn Judge Torres' ruling, the SEC has filed an appeal. Lawyer Hogan claims, however, that the Court of Appeals sided with Judge Torres. This morning I was reminded of a case where Judge Torres decided against the SEC on a fundamental issue, the lawyer wrote in a tweet. Judge Torres of the SEC was upheld on appeal by the SEC. If you want to know how long it took, don't ask Rio Tinto. Next, Hogan referred to the relevant section of Morrison Foerster's 2022 paper. The article states that Judge Torres concluded that scheme liability does not exist when claims are based solely on allegations of misrepresentation or omission. The SEC claims that Rio Tinto lied about the value of a coal mine it purchased in 2011, according to the materials provided. After seeing that tweet, some people in the XRP community started asking pertinent questions. When the judge rules in favor of Ripple and the SEC appeals, the Twitter user Neil Cox asked the attorney if Ripple could instantly continue its business and also allow Coinbase to relist XRP. Hogan acknowledged the lawyer's point that there are no assurances as to what Coinbase will do, but he did agree that Ripple would continue operating. He claims that Coinbase has been acting inconsistently recently. Despite widespread disagreement, This update arrives shortly after reports suggested the SEC and Ripple were close to a settlement. The optimism of the XRP community has been bolstered by the prospect of a speedy conclusion. But first, why does this matter so much? It is worth noting that the ongoing legal processes may affect Ripple's operations and the metrics of its chains. But despite the doubt, Ripple has kept a steady pace of chain activity. In fact, volumes climbed by 9% in the first 3 months of the year, from 106 million to 116 million. Volumes on the decentralized exchange DEX increased by 34% year-over-year, reaching $115 million. Please hear me out. Indications point to a likely triumph for Ripple. If Ripple is successful in its lawsuit against the SEC, it could have far-reaching consequences for the whole cryptocurrency market. Therefore, a judgment in favor of Ripple could lead to greater clarity in cryptocurrency regulations. This has the potential to create more defined standards and regulations for the handling of digital assets by businesses and individuals. Furthermore, if Ripple prevails, the regulatory climate for digital assets may improve. It might also help define the concept of cryptocurrency security in greater detail. When can we expect to see a victory? Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse predicted a resolution to the dispute within 2 to 6 months at a recent fintech gathering in Dubai. Bill Morgan, a prominent attorney, disagrees. Bill Morgan, a pro-cryptocurrency attorney who has been vocal about his disagreements with the SEC over Ripple XRP, reacted to Garlinghouse's statement. Morgan agreed with Garlinghouse's assessment, saying that the case will probably be settled within the same time range and could potentially be resolved as soon as next month. Morgan decided to tweet about his feelings. 2 to 6 months, he said in a recent tweet. That's probably true, however it might not happen until the next month. His reference to Garlinghouse's remark included the inference that Garlinghouse's prognosis may have been founded on data supplied by Ripple's legal team, lending it more weight than competing forecasts. Meanwhile, pro-Ripple attorney John Deaton has been giving updates on the ongoing dispute between Ripple Labs and the SEC, with most of his comments being positive for the blockchain startup. While Deaton still maintains that Bitcoin and Ripple are not securities, he acknowledged in a recent piece that digital assets like Ripple can be treated as securities when traded on the primary market. Deaton notes that under some circumstances they can be sold as such based on the Howey test. If this were to happen, the SEC would have to review every trade in the primary and secondary markets. He claims that the SEC has not challenged his claim that tokens are not investment contracts. The judge in the SEC versus Library case ruled that secondary book sales do not constitute the sale of securities. Like many XRP supporters, Garlinghouse is optimistic about the future of the crypto ecosystem due to the growing importance of cryptocurrencies and the problems they can solve. Since the beginning of the year, XRP has been trading at roughly 42 cents, down 6% from its highs. If the asset prevails in the case, its value may rise to $3, its previous high. The price of XRP may be affected, as you may be aware, by the outcome of the legal action between Ripple and the SEC. According to market cap data, if Ripple prevails in court, XRP adoption and demand could increase, leading to a price gain. Although one XRP token is now worth less than $1, currently trading at roughly $0.43, it is not out of the question that this may rise to $1 if Ripple is successful. We can do nothing except dig our nails in the couch cushions and wait for the outcome of this lawsuit for the time being. Maintain a level of awareness of the case's progression. In the end, please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.